Welcome back to the Postgame Show presented by the Maroon Club, enhancing 23 Division I sports. Join the Maroon Club today. Our player of the game is presented by Coca-Cola. Certainly, we invite you to experience the Coke side of life. Here's Mike.
Thanks, Gary. You know, Gary and John started off the show by talking about the highs and lows of this game. It can be a fickle game, huh, Coach?
Yeah, defensively, when we miss shots, all right, they got out in transition, and we're slow back. And we talk about how quick they are. They get it to funk. They just drive it down the court. And then offensively, we weren't really clicking in the first half like we can. But that you got to credit their defense. They did a great job of defending us, and we just got to bounce back.
Now, defensively, seem to really have that pick and roll with Funk and Wilson inside.
Yeah, I mean, they're a handful. They've scored lots of points and had lots of assists, and we didn't do a good job of defending that. And you know, next time we play, we got to learn from this, and whoever we play, and do a better job on the pick and roll.
Is that what it is, a teaching time? I mean, what do you say to the kids in there? Obviously, take this film, look at it, study it.
Yeah, that, and plus, as I said, the fact is transition, you know, we got to get back. One of the things we always talk about, the tenants, is how we do offensively is going to determine how we do defensively. And if we are taking bad shots or not getting shots or turning over, they're getting out in transition, and we have to do a better job with that.
Thanks, Coach, for a couple minutes. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Let's bring in our player of the game here, Coca-Cola player of the game, Lucas Jarrett. Lucas, a career-high 18 points. I know you traded for a win, but things just didn't start on the defensive end to start you on the offensive end.
No, it's just definitely one of our worst defensive games this year. I mean, there's nothing we can say about it, but go to practice tomorrow, the next day, fix it. We got to fix it if we're going to want to win games.
Yeah, now when you miss shots on the offensive end, that's not the team because they push the ball, got to get back in transition. Funk starts it all for them.
Yeah, that was a big point of emphasis with Coach O, just get back on D. And there's multiple possessions we failed to do that today too. So, look, like I said, just got to bounce back in practice, figure something out, and start a win streak.
You're a senior leader on this team. What's your message when you walk in that locker room in a couple minutes?
This has to hurt. It's embarrassing. You got to feel it deep inside of you. You got to want to change. So we got to change something so that we can go on a win streak and finish the season how we want to.
You guys know how you can play. Thanks for a couple minutes. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Guys, Lucas Jarrett, but obviously not the defensive effort that they wanted tonight. Back to you.
No question about it, Mike. That was the problem. They couldn't get the stops even when they started to make a run of their own. We'll take a look at the highlights, though. So here is John Leone.
Yeah, and a lot of the highlights will be seen in black and gold, but this young man right here, Lonnie Grayson, really kind of taking a page out of Funk's book right there, as they're finding these guards would penetrate, and they would find Big Matt Wilson around the bucket all night long. The shooting percentages were off the charts. Again, Grayson, look at the bounce pass. Wilson knows how to move without the ball, and he trusts that his teammates are going to find him. And then Tommy Funk, I'll tell you what, you know, that's 5'11" over 6'11". This young man, he's got so many different release points. He hits it off the glass in so many different spots. You talked about the numbers that he's put up, one of the best all time in the Patriot League. And Grayson, I'll tell you what, you step off of him, he's going to knock down a three. You crowd him, he's going to get to the rim. Lonnie Grayson with a career high tonight. And he came in as their third leading scorer. He did not disappoint tonight. And how about the big guy? I'll tell you, Neil Quinn, if there was a bright spot for the Lafayette Leopards, it's the two freshmen. There's Leo O'Boyle off the dribble drive, finding his classmate, Big Neil Quinn. Nice left-handed finish right there by E.J. Stevens. And look at Neil. This is what I like about the big guy here. He's got a little bit of nasty in him. Look at the footwork along the baseline. That's a big-time move around the bucket right there. And, of course, Tyrone Perry continues to play very, very well. You know, I often talk about his improved ability to shoot the three, but what I like also, Gary, is a lot more confident getting to the basket. And once you can knock down threes with that and command that kind of respect from the perimeter, it opens up this part of the game. He can get to the rim, get to the rim. Again, Tyrone Perry stepping behind. He's getting to the point now where you can't go under screens on him because he's going to make you pay. And, of course, Lucas Jarrett, nothing in the first half, 18 second half points. Lucas Jarrett did his best to put this team on his shoulders. Just too little, too late. Not for the lack of effort by Lucas Jarrett. You know, Gary, the thing that did jump out at me, it took Fran O'Hanlon to remind me, but in the first half, I remember Fran calling an immediate timeout when they were slow getting back in defensive transition. And one of the characteristics when you know you're struggling defensively is not getting back. Well, if you're not getting back, it kind of is a kind of almost a feel for the rest of your defense. They did not play well tonight.
They did not do very well tonight against Army on the defensive end of the floor. Army with 5 guys in double figures, led by Matt Wilson with 23, 2 less than his career high, and Lonnie Grayson 21, and that tied his career high. And Tommy Funk, 19 points and an amazing 11 assists. That's a double-double, ladies and gentlemen. Not the way you normally get it. 14 for Alex King. Lucas Jarrett led all Lafayette scorers with 18. Tyrone Perry with 17. And Neil Quinn with a career high, 14 points for him. Lafayette falls to 3-4 in the Patriot League. Army goes to 3-4 in the Patriot League. The good news, the women went to 4-3 in the Patriot League with a 57-52 win at Army. We'll have the women for you at 2 o'clock on Saturday afternoon when Lehigh comes to town. Lafayette Lehigh men will play at noon at Stabler Arena. That's it for John Leone, for Mike Joseph, Rick Kehoe, and the RCN television team. Thanks for spending another night with us. For all of us, I'm Gary Laubach. Good night, everybody.